Hello, everybody. Ivor Chester here, your balance coach. Really good to speak with you again. My bachelor's degree, when I finally went back to college at age 30, is in music therapy. I had a lot of great experiences making that decision to become a music therapist, and perhaps I'll share more information and more lessons that I garnered during those difficult times. And though I say difficult, I think anything that you stretch and strain to do is kind of a difficult time, but those are the times you really grow. Anyway, more on that at another time. As a music therapist, I wanted to, one of the many ways to apply it, and I did my internship at a VA hospital. And when I went to apply at that hospital, Cole Marie O'Neill VA Hospital in Topeka, Kansas, it's a massive campus. When I was applying to the internship, I said something because it was the way I was managing the music at the time, and it was on how we can prescribe music to people to help them with emotional management. See, my father, as many of you know, is a pharmacist, and he helps people by prescribing medications that help people overcome certain illnesses. And understand that when we're talking in the psych world, when we're talking psychotropic drugs, for example, they work to balance you, okay, stabilize you. They never transform you, okay? That's a little side note. That's free, by the way. So if you find yourself checked into a hospital and you hear people lie to themselves and out loud to get enablement from other clueless people, they'll say junk like, well, I'm just here for a med shift or a med change. Okay. Essentially what that means is you're a coward because you don't want to get information to transform you. And on that note of cowardice, which is fear, I find that fear is quite a motivator. It can motivate us to do not a damn thing, to where we stay home, we don't attempt, we don't try, we don't reach, we don't stretch, we don't grow, because we wrongly believe that the current circumstances can only get worse. We only see one POV, one point of view, that they only get worse, or that you are somehow incapable, or that you somehow lack something, or you don't deserve it. Okay, that's called fear. All right, fear can be, and again, it normally motivates us in the wrong way of just inaction, but trench modality, where you're just living in this moment where you never attempt anything good, or I understand this next one as well. I understand that one very well because that's how I lived a lot of my life when I was suffering with depression and after I came out of it. I have looked back and there were moments of bravery, moments where I acted fearless, and I had great rewards. But when the depression overtakes you, you don't see those rewards. You don't see the positive consequences, benefits. The good thing about operating out of fear, if there is such a thing, is that you finally get sick and tired and you have had enough, and you are fearful that your future will continue to look like your past, and you decide to get up out of the trench and you're just going to do it. You operate out of fear. How I operate right now is that there are certain things happening around me that I don't like. I don't like the results. I don't like what's happening. So I know that if I am forced into inactivity, I will do nothing. So therefore, I will not tolerate just doing nothing. This moment of terror, these things that are happening that can be quite fearful, I've decided to do something about. So it's kind of a whip mentality where I am being driven, but nevertheless, I've had enough. I have had enough. And I'm going to do different. And so the other day, as I was driving home, I heard the song "Fear is a Liar." Now, the link to this song is just down my feed. It should be the previous post that I put in to the song. It is a very, very powerful song. As a music therapist, I train people. Please use your phone as a kind of a PRN or as-needed medication, to where you have songs, you have music in your phone that is right there, and you organize them on your phone in such a way that you, when you feel anxious, when you feel depressed, when you feel hopeless, when you feel alone, when you feel overwrought, when you have a negative emotion, you have and the dogs are about to bark. Gosh, I'm good. It's consequence and response. We'll get into that another time. Anyway, you build these playlists on your phone so that you have a positive response, a coping skill, an electronic coping skill. Because 30 years ago, they had Walkmans. Okay, and before that, there was just these portable cassette players that were, this big. They were big clunkers. And that was the only way you could take your music around with you. Well, now, phones, you could take literally thousands, if not millions of songs if you're online to YouTube. Okay? You need to be using that to where you can manage the crap when it hits the fan. The song, He Is a Liar, is so powerful. By the way, the video is very good, too. I took time out recently to watch that as well. And you have to understand the thing about fear. It's a liar. It will never, ever, ever train you to become what you really want if you do not appropriately respond to it. So you're going to have to start coming up with other coping skills. When the fear kicks in, what are you going to do? You should be able to feel the fear in the back of your neck like hackles. And when it goes off, what do you got planned? You got some music on your phone? You got a friend on a landline or a call list you can call? Do you have relatives you could call? Do you have a pet? Do you have something? But you have to have a positive response to that fear when it happens. Please know, when I heard that song, Fear, He Is a Liar, I cried. I had to pull over. I pulled over. I bawled my eyes out because I have so long believed that fear was reality, and it's not reality. All it is a lie. It is something that just holds us down on the floor, and we'll sit there and say, yeah, I deserve this. You don't deserve what fear has to offer you. What you deserve, fear will never get you. It may get you out of a bad circumstance, but it'll never get you the positive things you really want. It may motivate you to get out of bed. It may motivate you to stop certain behaviors, but you're the responsible one that's going to have to start putting in positive coping skills. Fear doesn't teach those. So please, when you hear songs like Fear, He Is a Liar, put it in your own little playlist. Create one on YouTube. Put one on your phone. Whatever it is, you start having it right there. There was somebody at Apple years ago that said, if I have to push more than 2 buttons to get to my music, I am working too hard. And though that sounds rather lazy, I believe it on that one, because your music should be right here. I keep it in my head. It rolls with me. What are you doing to keep it that close, that visceral, that real? Be there for it. Have it there for you. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about yet another song, and we're going to then put these all together and see where it takes us. But start finding songs that you like. Your action for today is you start putting songs on your phone, or you start creating that playlist where you can mitigate some of these issues. You could take care of yourself enough to where you get these things in place, and you could be more in control of your coping skills. Until then, thank you for your time. My name is Ivor Chester. I have my seminar starting up next Monday. It's going to be at 7 o'clock to 8:30 here in Irving, where we will be having limited seating, and we're going to be going over my book, Live Your Worth. We'll be talking about those coping skills. Until then, God bless you. Thank you for your time. We'll see you out there.